We need to know that. We need to understand that. A lot of people now have just gotten into the game, and so all they hear is noise. All they hear is the TV saying this. You get on Instagram, you see people saying this. You might get on a podcast, you see people doing this, and you don't know what to do. So take a step back and ask yourself, what type of investor am I? And then when you ask yourself, what type of investor am I, you ask yourself, what parts of the market, what segments of the market, what sectors of the market, what industries within the market are industries that I can gravitate to. See, I don't try to know everything about the market. Some people be like, Trap, what do you think about this stock? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that stock. No person knows everything about every stock on the market. I'm just saying. Even when I did the call with Jim Cramer, they asked me a day ahead of time what stock I was going to ask them about so they can research the stock for the next day. So don't get mad if you ask somebody about a stock, especially me, because I'm going to tell you, I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? I do trade options, but it's something that I don't want to talk about. I think that people shouldn't trade options if they don't know how to fundamentally invest. You're only setting yourself up to go get 8. Just my thoughts on it. So, let's come up with a few things, man. Let's talk about, man. Oh, somebody said they just not getting through the dividend class. For sure, man. Shout out to the trappers in here, man. Shout out to the trappers in here, man. Right? So one of the things I want us to understand is this, man. I want us to really understand this. I want us to know this. I want us to really put this in our head, right? Like, we like simple businesses with huge moats. I'll say it again. We like simple businesses with huge moats. If you're new to investing, if you're new to this game, right, this is what you should be looking for. You should be looking for simple businesses that you understand that have huge moats. What is a moat? I'll just say a competitive edge. If you're in the Wallstreet travel course, then you already know what a moat is and you know what to look for. I think Snowflake is a great business, but it costs too much. It's a $90 stock at best. You pay $200 something for it. It is what it is. We like boring businesses. Boring businesses that are simple, that have huge moats. Why do we like huge moats? Because huge moats in businesses give us the competitive advantage against other investors. Right? So y'all know you ask me, like, Trapper, like, how is that possible? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's have the conversation. That's what we here for tonight. I told y'all, I feel like trapping. I'm back in my trap. And if y'all been rocking me for a while, when I say I'm back in my trap, I'm back in my trap. Y'all already know we about to light this thing up. Consistently, how we did it before, man. You feel me? So we like simple businesses with huge moats. Also, we want to ask ourselves this. Are the businesses that we are investing in, have they transitioned over time? See, great businesses also have great management. And what great management knows how to do is continuously transition. Well, what do you mean by transition, Trap? That means because the world, I want y'all to understand that the world, the economy evolves every 1 to 2 years. We get into something new, right? So I want you to ask yourself this question, right? At one time, just think about McDonald's for a minute, right? Let's think about McDonald's for a minute, right? And I always use them because they have a great example of a business that didn't sell off assets, right? That didn't take on more debt, but they continuously evolved. They continuously transition. Now, I will say that McDonald's has done some things that I do not like. With some black franchisees, but I'll still use them as an example. So one of the things that McDonald's did was, right? One of the things that McDonald's did was, it was a burger place. So they were known for burgers and fries, right? In order for them to get more people to continuously drive profit margins up, they added the drive-through, right? One of the first big fast food chains to add that. They added the drive-through, right? And then the next thing they did was they added a dollar menu. I'm not a fan of McDonald's either. I'm just using them as a example. right? Then one of the next things they did was they said, okay, cool, right? What we'll do now is, as time evolved, they know that as the business model evolved, what did they do? They started creating kiosks. So now you can go inside of McDonald's without getting in a line. Without getting in a line, you can place your order right here at this little kiosk thing that's digital, and then you can just go to the front and pick that up. What is that? That is a business that is consistently transitioning. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Are the businesses that you investing in, do they have a track record of consistently transitioning? I want y'all to do me a favor, man, right? One got caught. Well, now I'm not looking at all that. I'm just using we're not getting into all that. I'm just using them as an example, right? So what I want y'all to do is, man, do me a favor, man. Take this right now, man. Send this out to 10 people, man, and come back and comment. Done, man. We got a little while to go. We're going to try for a minute. We're going to try for a minute. We're going to try for a minute. Yeah, we're going to definitely try for a minute. We got some things to say. You hear me? We're going to try for a minute. But give y'all a minute, man. Go holler at some people, man. You know, tell some people come through, man, because Trapper talking right now. He got the Pyrex dish out, man. He put the baking soda in the jar and everything came to the top, man. The good thing fell to the bottom. The good fell to the bottom, the oil came to the top. Poured it out, put it on the table. He hitting it up, and all you hear is click, click, click. My bad, you hear me? Y'all know I do that sometimes, you hear me? Yeah, you hear me? So one of the things I want us to ask ourselves is this question. I want us to ask this question too. When we see stocks going, when we see stock prices falling, when we see stock prices declining, right? Is this a sale? Is this a discount? Or is it just cheap? Right? Is this a sale? Is it a discount? Or is it cheap? The reason why we got to ask that question is because this is where we accelerate our straight drop. You already know. We got to ask ourselves this question, right? Because if it's a sale, now we find buy-in prices. If it's cheap, we got to ask ourselves how cheap. And if it's a discount, then we know it's where we buy in at. Right? The reason why we buy price stocks at discounts, right? The reason why we buy stocks at discount prices is because when we buy stocks at discount prices, we now give ourselves leverage. One, we give ourselves enough leverage to exit the stock if we feel like we've made a mistake. Tesla, I'm not gonna get into that. All right. If we buy the stock at a discount, we now give ourselves to do this. We give ourselves an opportunity to buy the stock at a cheap price. And if the stock goes up, right? If the stock goes up and we see some type of story change, a fundamental change, we can now exit out of this stock and still be to the good. Let's say that again. The reason why we buy stocks at discounted prices is this, right? One, when we buy at discounted prices, we now put the leverage in our favor. It's like hitting something with steroids, right? You hit it with steroids, you put yourself on the upside, it becomes stronger. So what you do is you take some of the edge off. You buying it at a discount. Now, when the stock goes back up, if anything changes in the fundamentals or if anything changes in the story, so now you like, Trap, what you talking about the story? I'll get into that. But if any of those things change, because these things change, even though we have our mind on, listen, I'm not getting into this stock if I don't see myself holding it for 10 years. But what happens is the story can change. The management can change. Things can change within the business that make us say, I want out. Right? But because we bought it at a discount price, now we can exit without actually losing. Did that make sense to y'all? We cooking right now. We cooking right now. We cooking right now. We definitely cooking right now. Right? We cooking right now. Also, now here's the thing about buying at a discount. Here's the thing about buying at a discount. When we buy at a discount, it now takes patience for us. It takes fundamental and emotional. It takes mental and emotional fortitude to buy a stock at a discount. The great thing is the market will always present us with discounts, but it takes patience. Why does it take patience? Because what happens is when the market starts falling, everybody thinks sell, 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 sell. Fear kicks in. Fear kicks in. Once fear kicks in, it's an innate nature for you to be like, yo, right? It's kind of like if they start shooting, right? I don't care how many, you might can stand there for a minute, but once you see everybody running, you're going to be like, yo, let me just run too. Right? So that part of the investor kicks into you. This is where your homework and your fundamentals kick in, and you got to stay strong on what it is you know going on. Right? So let me tell you why stock prices actually fall. Right? And this is how we actually have leverage, and we don't even understand the leverage that we have. Right? So what happens is this, yo. This is what actually happens. Institutions literally make up 85% of the market. Right? Let me say that again. Institutions make up 85% of the market. So now I'm about to hit you again. I'm already reading your mind. Trap, what you mean by institutions? Cool. I got you. So institutions make up your large hedge funds, these type of situations, right? Your banks, your hedge funds, these are institutions. They literally make up 85% of the market, right? They make up 85% of the market. So what do I mean by that? That means they have 85% of all the money in the market is through institutional money. We are what's called retail or individual investors, right? Retail or individual investors. And in the Wall Street world, they call us dumb money. I'm going to just be real with y'all. But it's cool. We smarter than what they think we are. You feel me? And sometime in the book, 48 Laws of Power, I once read, you play a fool to actually win the game sometime. You feel me? It's okay. So what happens is this with retailers, right? So with retail investors, what happens with institutions is this. Institutional investors are constantly graded by other institutions. So they're graded by their peers and they're graded by performance, right? This is what they're graded by. So they have to be in and out of stocks every day, all days, once a year. They get graded by percentages per year. What are your returns per year, right? This is how they, keep their job. And if you underperforming, you out, and then the next person who went to Harvard Business School who feel like they can do quantitative, when they use the computers and all that, then they get the job next, right? So what happens is in and out, they have to always look for the hidden gems. They always have to look for all of that, right? So what happens is the stock market start going down. They can't afford to say, man, I'm about to just sit here and average down. Something that I love to do. They can't say, not analysts is another word, quants. That's what it's called, quants, right? If you ever saw Billions and Taylor and them were using quants, right? So they use the machines and algorithms to look at everything. They don't do it. The computer do everything, right?